All right. This is Rockin' with J-Man. Is with Budderside. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Jam. Thanks for having me on.
What is it like doing a track with Phil Campbell?
Phil Campbell of Motorhead. What's it like doing a track with him? Well, it's an all-day event because you will pick him up and you'll have way too much fun and you don't want to focus on the job at hand. But then before you know it, he picks up the guitar and uh, the magic begins. You know, he's a complete and total wizard. Every time he records something, it's so remarkable that you love it so much, but then he insists on doing it again, and then you think he did something better, and it's just better and better and better every time. I think he's the most underrated rock and roll guitar player that ever lived. I think he's just a phenomenal guitar player and a very talented guy. Total sweetheart too.
Congratulations on your new album, Spiritual Violence. Wow, really great style you have. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I love your new single, Wide Awake. So tell
Yeah.
me about the track.
Well, it was inspired. It's funny. All of the music from start to finish came into my head. Like, you know, they talk about like sometimes songs are being written from beyond. Well, this one definitely came in and it jumped in my head before I got in the shower. And it was so loud in my brain that I could hear it myself. You know, it was like I was listening to the track already. So literally while I was in the shower, I grabbed my phone and I hit the voice memo record button and I hummed the melody from beginning to end. So all three minutes and 20 seconds, like I literally hummed the whole thing into the voice recorder. You know, da 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 da. I did that whole thing all the way through the middle. All that stuff was in my brain, and then the chorus too. Ba da da da. It was just in there. So I just spat it out, humming it into the voice memo, and then by the time I got out, I listened back to it and I went, wow. I sat down with my guitar, and it took about maybe 10 minutes to figure out exactly what it was that was happening with my voice to do it on the guitar. And I think I brought it to the band the next day in the studio, and then we slammed out like the drums and the bass and figured everything else out. And then I put lyrics to it. And at the time we were literally, this song is actually a little bit older than it gets credit for, but finally getting it recorded is a dream come true just recently. But the song is all about really signing my life away, signing our lives away to a record company, because they always talk about that. All those legends on the wall you've got behind you, they all talk about the crossroads where you meet the devil and you shake hands with him and you make a deal so that you can be famous in rock and roll. And our devil was Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. So he had offered us a deal. Motorhead music was born. And that was kind of the point where we were deciding whether or not we were going to go with them or choose our own path. And we decided to sign the deal with the devil. So literally and they literally turned out to be angels. So it's a little bit of a different twist to it, but that's what it says. Got a sign on the dotted line. It says that in the first verse. And that's what that is, signing your life away. And then the rest of the song is really about manifesting your dreams and walking into what you've always dreamed could be true and making that a reality. And that's why the hand of Fatima is the symbol. Each song of ours has a symbol to it. And the hand of Fatima represents manifesting your dreams. So that's Wide Awake.
So what is it like making music during the pandemic? What is it like?
Actually, it was a very inspiring time because the pandemic brings on a lot of fear. You know, there was a lot of fear, and as a musician, in times of fear, in times of sadness, in times of loneliness, or even in happiness too. But music is always that thing you turn to get through things. So the pandemic had given us this plethora of information and inspiration to write and pull from. And we just started writing. We wrote so much material, so many songs, musically, lyrically. The band was, you know, jamming virtually. We would get together on our computers and write stuff or share files and email each other back and forth until we had enough ideas to start to formulate songs. So we dug in deep and we recorded a whole new album's worth of material. In December, we went to Tempe, Arizona to meet with this producer, Matt Good, who's just extraordinary. And we recorded a whole bunch of new songs. So we did that with the pandemic. We did 3 or 4 live streams. We did the Bakken worldwide live stream from Germany. We did our Lemmy live stream on Lemmy's birthday, Christmas Eve day, from the Whiskey A Go-Go. We did the Monsters of Rock cruise live stream. So even though everybody kind of hunkered down, we still managed to get together safely and do what we had to do to stay creative and keep us from losing our minds, because so many people went just so far down. I mean, I can't tell you that I got out of the pandemic unscathed. I had a lot of suffering myself, but the band persevered and we've been staying very creative. So yeah.
How are you adapting to releasing music without being able to tour to back it up? Is it hard, or do you think it's like a huge break?
It's kind of a little bit of both. I would have loved to have toured this record as we were releasing all of these singles. We've been releasing one single every 4 weeks for the last 2 months, and we've got one more coming out. Actually, one came out today. Have you seen it yet?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we've been just we took this as an opportunity to really grow our virtual base, our fan base, our social platforms. We wanted to focus on that because it's very important in today's day and age. So not being able to tour kind of forced us to curate relationships with people that like we're kind of getting ignored, which is for me, it's a blessing, because if I go out and I tour nonstop for 3 or 4 months, at the stage the band was at was financially crippling. So, we do it and we keep doing it because it needs to be done. And the record labels really demand that you get out there and you promote your music that way. So it was a blessing in disguise, I think, in so many ways, because we could sit back. Not only did we do all of those live streams and writing and recording just the music, but we also created all of these videos during our break from live performances. So we shot 4 videos in 1 year, and now those are all coming out consecutively, one after the next. But yeah, live music, it's sad in the sense that like we don't have that interaction with our live fans, because that's the hugest rush. That's the best part about being in music, is really getting out there on stage and then meeting new people in new towns. But I have a feeling it's all coming back. Even in Los Angeles here, stores are starting to open, bars are starting to open, people are getting vaccinated, so it feels a little bit safer. People are starting to get together again. So I don't see us holding out for too long. All of us musicians and promoters have been working hard, super hard, to like get through this thing and start booking gigs again. So I have a feeling we'll be on the road again really soon. And now that we've built up this virtual presence, and we have so many more followers, so many more listeners on every platform, it's going to be a lot easier to reach out to those people when we go to the cities that we go to, hit them up and have them come out. And we're going to have much more successful shows because of the pandemic, actually.
Campbell Alert came out today, and it is amazing. How did you choose What's Your Baby to be on the song?
Carla Harvey's been a longtime friend of mine. We met in Los Angeles, 16 years ago, something like that. And we were both just basically, naive kids. Like looking back, I mean, I thought we were so grown up, but we both had these huge dreams of doing something substantial with our careers, our music, our singing. And we would sit in her Corvette and listen to our demos. I think I had a band. I mean, Budderside was already alive, but more of an idea. It wasn't legit yet. It hadn't been signed. It hadn't come to fruition. I had still a huge future ahead of me with that. There's Appetite and Quiet Riot and Velvet Revolver and everybody else that I've played with. But sitting in Carla's car, listening to her demos of what wasn't even called Butcher Babies yet, her singing, me playing my demos, my Aces and Eights demos with, us listening back to just track after track and sharing our music together. We became really, really close friends. And I've seen her go through so much. She's seen me go through so much. But the moment we met, we knew we were going to be friends forever. I think she's just that cool. You know what I mean? You just have to love her. So when it came time to record this album, Butcher Babies had already blown up. I mean, they're such a huge success. And I just wanted that angry, evil sound that she creates. Like she sounds like the devil on the track, and I sound like the girl, you know what I mean? I'm singing all the high notes and she's doing all this growling and stuff. So it's a really cool balance that I don't think you get from any other song that's ever been produced. So she came into NRG. She sang like crazy for a couple of days. We got everything right. And then when it came time to shoot this video, I was so excited. I flew her all the way out here. We did the video at the circus, and I think it turned out great. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. It went fantastic.
Yeah, she's just so talented, so wonderful. She's such a great personality. I mean, who wouldn't want her on her track? I feel so blessed and grateful to have had her. Yes.
I know some states are like Texas and Mississippi are opening up fully. Do you feel comfortable enough to start playing shows where you can right now?
If we were offered something, I'm sure we would. I just saw our friends from the Bullet Boys went out and played an arena. I think it was last weekend. And of course, they're keeping everything at about 25% capacity or whatever. So people were pretty spaced out. But just to see someone up there, you know, doing a live show in such a big space with people there is very exciting. I mean, we're done. It's our drug, you know. Sam Bam Colton says it all the time. Live performances are our drug. So yes, we're dying to play. We can't wait to play. You know, if it's, I mean, again, we do it without anyone there except for a camera crew. So if we can play for one person, we want to jump up on stage and play for that person. So yes, we're dying to get out and play live.
When touring starts back, where is going to be your focus going to be, man?
Well, we have a few things on the books, including Japan. We're going to play Osaka and Tokyo. We're very excited for that. That tour has been in the works and actually was set for last fall. And then the pandemic pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed it back. Rocklahoma as well. We're gonna be doing Rocklahoma with Slipknot, Bad Flower, Butcher Babies as well. So many great bands are on that ticket. That got pushed back and pushed back. So that's about early fall or late summer. And we've got a great booking agent. He's digging in. We're going to Europe, I think, somewhere around the same time. So I'm predicting midsummer we'll probably be in full tour mode. You know, I think we'll have a whole new album coming out by then, a whole new bunch of songs coming out by then, I believe. And we're just going to tour the hell out of this record and the one we've got coming. So I think around midsummer.
Do you think bands might cut down on production when touring starts until it's proven that everything's really back to normal?
Do I think bands have cut back on production?
Yes. Will they?
Will they cut back on production until things go back to normal? I don't think so. I think all of the musicians I've seen, everybody I know has gotten very creative. Like, you can't stop rock and roll. It's so true. In fact, I think that it's in the absence of all of this stuff, people have kind of come to realize how important it is to them, more so than they ever did. I mean, so many people live for live rock and roll shows, people that aren't musicians at all. I mean, so many of my friends are just, all they want to do is cut loose and get in the front row and you know, slam dance and whatever else it is that goes with it. They want to get dressed up. They want to look good. They want to meet the musicians, everything else that goes along with live performances. But in the absence of that, I think rock and roll has actually grown a bit. I mean, Miley Cyrus is pushing rock and roll so much harder than anyone else. All of these groups are leaning so far into rock and roll because I think in the absence of it, we realize how cool it is. You know what I mean? When it's all over you, everybody wants to be different and do their own thing. So they start kind of, you know, I don't know. It's just, it seems to have purified us in a way that, like, we're all ready to get back up there and get what's really real. And that's surely a rock and roll performance. But all of the musicians that I know, you know, there's more content now online than there ever has been, and more comes out daily than ever did. And that's totally due to the pandemic. So it's just proof that the human race, no matter what you throw at it, is going to keep evolving. So that's a positive thing.
How did you get a full circus for the video?
A lot of money. Yeah. It's funny, again, the pandemic, you know, I do whatever I can to make money. You know, not just music. Music, if I'm lucky, makes me some money, and I think this year holds completely more wonderful things than I've ever seen before. And I think all of our dreams are coming true because we've been working so hard. Again, the pandemic has allowed for that, but I've always been a seriously hard worker. So I do whatever I can to drum up whatever I need to all the time. I have some incredible friends of mine, investors and stuff that really pour in when I need help. One of them sitting on my couch over here right now. Can you see him? My boy Rob Mershoff in the house. Literally, he literally flew in for the premiere. He played Cupid in the video, the Amber Alert video. Anyway, I was blessed. A longtime friend of mine brought me into his company down the street in Hollywood, and I was able to like seriously drum up a lot of cash really quick. And every time this happens to me, it's funny. Like, you know, I've wanted a brand new car for a long time, and I could afford one or whatever, but every time I seem to like be on my way to the lot to go pick out a new Tesla or a new Camaro or whatever it is that I'm interested in, some kind of idea, just like the song ideas pop into my head for a video. And then all of a sudden I take that detour and I'm down that path and I start creating these videos. But basically the money started to flow in just from really hard work, and I wanted to use it for a really good cause. And this song, I think, is the front runner for the entire album. I love this song so much. Since it has Carla on it, I felt it was super important that we made it as gorgeous as she is. You know what I mean? I needed to bring to life something so large, you know, to live up to her career status. So I don't know, just the madness and the mayhem that you feel when the track starts kind of, you know, reflected this kind of atmosphere. So I wanted clowns and horror and the devil, which was played by Matt Pinfield, a huge icon in our rock and roll times, beyond rock and roll. Every genre of music knows who Matt Pinfield is. And he stepped in and played the devil. You know who Matt Pinfield is, Jam?
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna, you know, that's what you're trying. That's what you're trying to do right here, right? You are Matt Pinfield at 10 years old. You know what I mean? Which is amazing. You have an incredible life ahead of you. He is one of the most purest, most amazing human beings I've ever met. So I started picking away at this idea. We went out to, you know, I started scoping out circus people, and I found a few people to help me and find the right people. One thing led to another, and I found this woman, Winnie, who's actually got acres out there of circus equipment, and she can build a circus. So I called her. I went out and scoped out the location. We decided which tent to build, which props to use, which Ferris wheels, everything. And then we constructed that entire set from scratch. Within 4 days, the thing was built, and we filmed it and went home. And I think it turned out so dope. And just finding all of the characters was so much fun. Like circus people are just so cool because they all have all of these different talents. And, you know, you're getting on the phone with somebody from Cirque du Soleil, or you're on the phone the next minute with somebody that breathes fire, and you're getting sent all of these audition tapes, and just seeing these pieces of the puzzle come together. Every video for me, creating those videos is probably the biggest rush of life. I get more excitement out of that than anything else. And this one, was probably the funnest one we've done so far. And we've been all the way to Japan to film on. That one was insanely cool too. Going to Japan and creating all of those monsters, those ghosts for the Zen video was amazing. But this circus one was just so much fun to just see, you know, all of these real people. You know, none of it was animated or digitally created. It was all right there in front of us to watch and see and be a part of as we filmed it. So it was probably the coolest video creating experience that I've ever had.
It was like American Horror Story.
American Horror Story, yeah. Chloe, Chloe, actually the makeup effects woman that built the wings and the horns, the wings for Cupid and the horns for Matt Pinfield. She was actually on set with us, so we actually had a good piece of American Horror Story there with us to create, you know, the real deal makeup effects. But yeah, American Horror Story, I think, used a lot of these props. Winnie is really the go-to girl for circus stuff in LA, and so many so many projects. I've seen so many things where I'm like, oh, that's the same prop from our set. Like, you don't really notice it unless you've worked on that set or picked those props yourself. But you start to notice that like every movie that was ever made kind of uses these same props that she has. So she's a great go-to person. So if you're out there looking to film something at a circus, give Winnie a call at Circus LA. Oh, show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think fans will appreciate concerts more when they start back up? Yeah.
I have a really deep feeling that they will. Yeah. 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 I don't think we took them for granted, but I think we know now. Yeah. I think they have a really good chance of being better, brighter than they've ever been, just something about it. I just can't wait to, even myself as a fan, I can't wait to go to a show for one of my favorite bands. And I just can't wait to stand there, which is funny because when you're at a concert my whole life, it's like when you're all crammed in and everybody's crushing you and you're just dying to get the view of your hero up there on stage, there's a lot of discomfort that goes with it, but it's like just part of the process. But I think like now more so than ever, it's just going to feel so good that we can be that close to people again. Cause that's the human experience, It's funny. I want to get a little bit off base right now, but everybody's talking about UFOs coming and visiting the planet. And like, more so now than ever, like you keep hearing story after story that the aliens are watching us. And I'm just like, great. They come down and they're watching us and all they get to see is this election BS and like everything that's talking in politics and us shut down and us acting like a bunch of fearful mongrels. And it's like, man, like, why can't they be visiting us when like, Download Festival is kicking or like there's a huge concert sold out for 110,000 people or whatever. And they see all of this human connection. It's so beautiful and wonderful and actually proves how far the human race has come because concerts are actually us getting together and just sharing this connection that we have with one another in a way that's just, I don't know. I really think it represents us a lot better than we could in any other way. So yeah, I think concerts are, I think they're going to be, I think we're going to value them a lot more when they come back. Yes.
Yeah, you're totally right, man, because if aliens really did watch us, wouldn't they come and visit us? Well, they could just be watching us secretly, or they already have us and we're in a simulation.
Right.
And we're not even talking, we're just imagining this. Think.
Yes.
You think too fast, we think too hard, really, really bad stuff comes to mind, and then you die because of too much thinking.
Man, your mind is brilliant, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I notice if you look around, a lot of people are on their phones or recording the show or talking to their friends. Do you think have something like tours taken away will make them more in the movement when it starts again?
One more time. People are always on their phones and they're what?
And talk or recording it or just talking to your friends, talking to the friends. But when touring comes back, when touring got taken away, do you think they're going to get more in the movement? Moment.
Is who going to get more in the movement? Our friends?
The fans. I'm meaning you want me to say the question over?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So you're saying that like when we go back to touring, are people still going to want to interact physically with us?
No. Okay, here. It's okay.
Sorry, I couldn't hear. I'm sorry. Maybe it was breaking up. Try again. I'm sorry.
If you look around, a lot of people are on the phones or recording the show or talking to their friends. Do you think having something like tours taken away will make them more into the movement once they start again?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think people are I think people really want I want it. I mean, I miss it more than ever. I miss physical human interaction more than I ever have. And being on my phone all day long starts to kind of give me a little bit of anxiety. I'm happy that I can reach people, but at the same time, you're smiling and laughing. Did I get the question wrong?
No. I'm just I just like the answer. I just giggle sometimes,
Yeah, no, I think people are gonna. I think being with somebody and interacting with them face to face is just so much better. I think we're missing that, and I hope that people want to put down their phones and really interact once again. You know what I mean? Like the virtual world seems so safe and comfortable, and it's easy to do from it would be easy to like fall into this trap of staying at home always. And that's, we're kind of, you see it in movies and stuff like that, like futuristic movies where like we're actually all separated from each other. We're all on this grid. We're all just isolated and alone. And like, we only have this virtual presence that like misrepresents ourselves and stuff like that. I want to meet people for who they really are. I want to meet our fans. I want to get in, that's what it's all about to me. Talking and meeting people physically in the moment, face to face, is what it's all about. You can click on 100 things, a million things a day, and it's not the same as meeting and talking to one person, connecting on a human level. So yeah, I hope that people get more into the movement in real life. Yes.
It has to be crazy as a musician and being told, hey, you know this thing, you do it for a living, but you're not allowed to do it no more. For 2 years.
For what? I'm sorry. I need to turn this up or something. One more time.
It has to be crazy as a musician being told, hey, you know this thing for a living, but well, you're not supposed to do it no more because of this big virus.
Yeah. No, that was the biggest crush of all. You know what I mean? It's like for the first 3 or 4 months, there was so much more fear. I remember coming home and having to wash our hands every 5 seconds. I mean, like we were afraid of getting it in our own homes where it hadn't been yet. And I remember how that impacted my mind, and the possibility of never being able to do live concerts and stuff again was shadowing over us. And I always just held on to the idea that like, this is just a phase. We're going to get through this together because yeah, I mean, that's like, you literally like, if there were never to be live concerts again, then you've basically just taken everything that I've lived for up to this moment and destroyed it. I might as well be dead. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know. I that would have just felt like God had played a huge joke on me. You know what I mean? So, I know that it was for a reason. I know that everything happens for a reason. And that's kind of what we've all clung to in this band in Budderside. We've all stuck together, and we've all known that this will come to, we will get through this together. So we just worked as hard as we could to be in a better position that when it does start to happen again, we can fulfill that dream, because you cannot tell us no, you cannot tell us that that's not going to happen. That's who we are. That's what we are. That's what we live for. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to express our souls. That's why we're here. That's what the meaning of life is to get out there and express ourselves and show the world what we're all about and what we were put here for.
And now, if you're saying that playing your shows, it's a double-edged sword, because half of the people are excited and the other half like, how dare you put on a show right now? It's kind of like, this is like the world, not a part of it. Well, just kind of this country. It's kind of just like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then the other guy's just like, no, this is my opinion. How dare you not go with this opinion? And then it just starts a huge fight, and then it just another fight, and then other people join, and then it becomes the entire thing. It's getting annoying.
Yeah, no, I think that anyone that's really like so much on either side, I think really needs to take a deep breath and center themselves, because I lost my father to COVID. He died December 18th. It came in, and a week later he was gone, and I was able to be with him and watch him go through the whole thing. And I've never been so terrified and horrified and sad in my entire life. And before that, I was kind of on one side of the fence, and I would allow myself to get into these arguments with people when I really had no basis of truth, and who really still knows what the truth really is, no matter what really happened to my father or what I feel or what I think. I'm not going to go out there and march on the you have to do this, you have to do that bandwagon. But I will tell you something: if you're not wearing a mask, I'm going to stand far away from you. I'm going to wear my mask. But at the same time, I'm not going to go and play a concert right now. I think like you just said, like I don't think we're ready for that. I mean, some people are doing it, and in some towns, like you said, a few states have opened up and they're starting to do it. And I think that those people are responsible for what they're doing. And I think that they know what they're doing, and obviously following the guidelines of what has to be done to keep people safe. So if you can create an environment where it's safe to do it, then hell yes, let's do it, man. Because, the sooner we get back to it, the sooner it grows back to be as big as it was and bigger than it ever could be or ever was before. So I'm all for it if it's done safely. At the same time, I'm not going to advocate one way or another. You don't know what somebody else has been through. You don't know what that person who is fighting for, you not to wear their masks, what they've been through. And you don't know what the person that's fighting for you to wear your mask and be safe has been through. Like myself, like I hear people talk, all the time. Every day I hear somebody getting in my face about how, these rules are stupid and like people don't know and whatever. And it hurts me too much to like bring up the whole story about my father. So I just skip it, you know what I mean? And I just kind of walk away from the conversation. So I think it's past arguing about it. I think that like the world definitely has seen how bad this has been. And we have people that are put in positions to take care of us and look out for us. And we have to trust in those people. We have to believe that like they're doing the right thing. I think that human beings are still, we're good at our core. I think that we really are trying to do what's right as a whole. There's a few bad apples here and there. Don't fall asleep on me there, Jam.
No, I'm not. No, I'm sorry. Just that
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I don't lean one way or the other. I think it's just really important that we all pay attention to what's really going on, and we're all really safe and considerate of one another, and make sure that we don't put anybody else at risk. It's just that simple.
I'm sorry to hear about your father, man. He was a great man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you sad at all. I'm just saying I'm sorry for your loss.
I appreciate you. We're actually going up to Lake Tahoe this weekend. We're going to go film a video for one of the new tracks we recorded as a whole. So we're super excited. That was my dad's favorite spot on the universe. So we're going to go up there and we're going to film a video right there on the shore at Lake Tahoe as a tribute to him. So I'm just so excited that like we get to do something to honor him like that. So again, through music, I can do things that like, you can't do otherwise. This is going to let him live. He'll be immortalized forever. And I love that. So
that's all.
I'm thankful. Yeah.
It's a crazy world we live in right now. Everybody just seems like, hey, like it's just like everyone wants to fight and argue about everything. Didn't you like? Why can't we just not sit down and listen to some cool jamming or something like that? Like, why can't we not listen to some cool music and all be friends? But no, everybody has their one opinion. I'm not saying that's your opinion, man. That's totally fine. But like, don't threaten other people and like, I'll kill you if you don't agree with me. That's like,
right.
It's been like that. It's just getting really like, it's like, man, it's just getting uncool. It's like, you get it, though? You get it? I'm sorry. Of course.
Jam, you're totally right. And don't let it get you down, man. You're a good, positive, wonderful person. I can tell you're already on the path to doing something amazing with your life. And that's what you need in life. People need to focus on the good stuff. I was listening to Candace Owens the other day, and she was talking about like you are as successful as the 5 people that you hang out with most. So just make sure that you surround yourself with the people you want to be like, with the people that you love, with the people that you agree with, and make sure that you hone in on that energy and stay at that level. Don't let other people pull you down, because so many people are looking for an excuse to, they're looking to blame others and have an excuse why their life is so meaningless. And the thing and the truth is that your life is only as meaningless as you make it. Like if you mean something to yourself and you mean something to the people that you love and the people that love you, you only need a good network of 5 people, and you watch it grow beyond that. Because once you fire up that positivity, it's really hard to stop it. And I've done so many things in my life to make sure that I can curate that positivity and keep it alive, no matter how hard people knock me down or beat me up or try to make me look bad. Like I made steps in my life, just like you're doing right now, doing radio shows at 10 years old. Do you know another kid that's doing that? Hell no. Dude, you're busting. And I've seen your resume. You've interviewed a lot of cool people. Like, I am totally lucky and grateful to be on your show, man. Thank you. I'm just one tiny little step, pebble in the vast world that you are creating for yourself that's going to keep you above and beyond anybody that ever wants to bring you down. So you stay positive, bro, because that's what it's all about. Myself, I got into drugs. I did all types of bad things, and all the people ever wanted to do was just, there's a truth in the term. They say misery loves company. It's the truth, man. When you start complaining about something, stop yourself. Like, there are kids in China that are starving. That's what my mom used to always say. Okay, there are people that are far worse off than you. I walk from one block. I could walk one block in Hollywood right now and see 10 to 20 homeless people that have nothing. Their lives are horrible. They're sleeping out there in that cold. And if you are complaining, just stop, man. There is so much to be grateful for. And the moment you keep blaming something or someone else for like something that's going wrong in your life is the moment that you're just going to sink deeper into that hole, because the only person that's responsible for what happens in your life is you. You make every damn decision that you make. You have to live with the consequences. You get to reap the benefits if they're good ones. If you stay on the positive path and keep going upward, nothing can stop you. So anybody that wants to get in arguments, my brother, just laugh and walk away and keep your opinions that are good. Like you just said, in a few sentences, you spat back out at me. You're brilliant. You already know what you need to know about life. You need to carry that and not let anyone take that away from you. So all the naysayers, peace, see ya.
Yeah, just like my grandfather says to me all the time when like I get into arguments, it just feeds the fire, it just feeds it. It's, like when you argue with somebody, don't just continue it. Don't feed the fire. If you can do it if you feel like it's making you win, but either way, you're just like, it doesn't look, just like laugh it off. Just like, but just say you're silly, man. Peace. It's like that. It just has to be like that. Nobody needs to argue.
Right. You're 110% right. You already get it.
What is your favorite memory from playing a show, man?
What's my favorite memory from what?
Playing a show.
Okay, we were in. It's not hard to think of. There's a lot of them, but I mean, gosh, jamming with Slash and Steven Adler for the first time on stage at the Viper Room. That's a pretty memorable one. That was pretty insane. But I think my favorite memory ever. We went to the Wacken Festival in Germany. It's a festival for like 80,000 people. Judas Priest was headlining that year. We've also done it when Iron Maiden was headlining, but we were playing at the Wasteland Warriors part of the festival. And we've done a video out there for the song Genocide. You get a sneak peek into like that world, the whole Mad Max post-apocalyptic kind of setting. So they have this whole part of the festival that's dedicated to that lifestyle. And there's nothing but rusty cars that are, muscle cars. And the girls are all wearing like, skimpy warrior goddess outfits. And like, they all look just rustic and like, it's post-apocalyptic and it's to the T. Like nothing within this environment goes outside of character. But the stage is the same way. The stage is rustic and rusty, and there's this big stage, and we got out to that part of the festival, and of course we're kind of we were lower tier as far as like the lineup goes. We were way down the ladder, but we were given this wonderful spot. I think it was around 10 o'clock we went on, which is right around time for a headliner to go on, and we were fearful that we wouldn't get as many people in front of our stage as would have been in front of the other groups. But the way that our label set it up, or the way that the universe allowed it to unfold, was spectacular, because Judas Priest just stopped playing the moment that we went on, and we had all of this pyrotechnique set up above the stage, and this was the only stage that had that. So literally the moment that the Judas Priest stage went dark, about 7 or 8 football fields away from us, everything goes dark, and our stage starts blowing this fire into the sky. And it was so much fire that like on stage, it was almost scary, because you thought you were going to burn. Like you thought the whole place was going to blow up. And then all of a sudden, the entire crowd that was front of the Judas Priest stage ran to our stage. So what went from looking like we were going to play for 10 people turned into about 80,000 super fast in the blink of an eye. And then the whole set was just off the hook. I've never had so much energy. I remember going off stage after that show and collapsing because my body had just produced energy that like it just didn't have. It came from somewhere else. And I will never forget that. That was just such a glorious moment. It was so great.
What is your worst?
My worst. My worst moment on stage. I'm gonna have to say that would have been roadieing for Motorhead. I was Lemmy and Phil and Mickey's roadie. And long story short, they brought in some new kind of tuning pegs and I couldn't get them right. By the time I handed Phil Campbell his guitar, he ran out in front of 20,000 people. And when he strummed the guitar, all the strings flew off and the whole place literally exploded, you know, as far as audio goes. There was this huge rumble, a huge squeal. Everybody covered their ears. The crowd died down after a minute or two. They turned off all the power. And when it came back on, Lemmy pulled me on stage saying, "I'd like to introduce you to our freaking guitar tech, Mr. Patrick Stone." And I came out on stage and they just threw garbage at me. Everybody was so mad. And I did my walk of shame back to the bus that night. And I think that was probably, oh man, that was horrible. That was horrible. It's funny to look back on it now. And to be honest with you, that was kind of the day that Lemmy literally told me, you need to be on stage, not behind it. So yeah, there you have it.
It's like, oh, the man who did the great guitar, folks, Patrick Stones.
Yeah.
Hey guys, bow! I hate you, man. Yeah, you ruined it.
Exactly.
Patrick Stone, the lead guitarist. You gotta give a round of garbage.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Yes.
What is next for you, man?
Oh, next, man, we're just piling on the interviews today. I've got one at 3:00. So I'm doing a couple of interviews today. I'm just getting through it. Like I am so in the moment right now. I'm trying to think for what's next for us. Short range. I've got the US exclusive comes out today for Amber Alert. So I'm just so super excited to like dive in and really connect with people that are watching that today. Blaming other people like we were just saying we wouldn't do. I was like, what's wrong with my phone?
Wait,
yeah.
So did I like for you?
What's that?
Wait, so did I crash for you?
No, I don't know. It just turned off and I was totally confused.
Oh, well, it was just after you were finishing what is next for you, it just went like, gah, you know, in that technology thing, that like technology glitch. Well, you want to try to finish the interview, man?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what's next? Within the scope of like the next week? Like I said, we're going up to Tahoe to film one video. And I think we're going to focus on four of these songs that we went off to do with Matt Good. We're going to focus on creating videos for those so that by the time that we do start playing live again, which will probably be in full force, I'm assuming by like midsummer, we'll have plenty of content to keep releasing at the pace that we have now, so that people are engaged and aware of what's going on with us, because we're just creating so much. We've just been creating so much. We just want to get all of it out to everybody so everybody can enjoy it. I think the more we do that, the more people are gonna latch on, you know.
How do my followers start following you, man?
How's that?
How do my followers follow you?
Oh, I think my base of operations is Instagram. So we're at Budderside, BUDDERSIDE, and that's it's hard to find somebody else with that crazy of a name. So we're pretty easy to find. As long as you spell it right, you can find us. But yeah, Instagram's kind of my base. That's where I kind of every day I'm posting every little bit of information about us is there first, and then it links to all of our other profiles and stuff. So from there you can catch everything. So yeah, Instagram.
How did you get the name?
It's the anti-cliche. It was we kept coming up with whatever names we were trying to come up with something cool, you know? And I think I kind of just laid back and decided that like, I don't know, I like the way it just rolls off the tongue, Budderside, you know? And I think about like Foo Fighters or Pink Floyd or any of these names, you know, that you hear, which after you've kind of gotten into the music, you fall in love with the name as well. So that's kind of the idea. It's not like, you know, Fire from Above or like, you know, Soldiers of Death. There's no like, there's no cliche to it. It's the anti-cliche. Budderside is just, it's just a name, you know what I mean? It's just that it's Budderside. So once you're used to the music, the name kind of makes sense.
I dig it. I dig it. Budderside. Welcome to Budderside.
Yeah, you get it, man. You get it. Yes.
And they can get your new music and they can find about your shows and stuff, correct?
Yeah. Instagram, we have a link tree that's in our bio there. You can click on that and it'll take you to all of the videos we've been putting out, all of the website information, where to buy the record, that it will finally drop on the 26th. So about a week away. You'll be able to get the whole record, which has another 6 songs on it that are fabulous. You can dive into those. The album, if you get the physical copy, is pretty damn amazing. We created a tarot card for each song. So each song's got its own artwork. So I'll be posting the lyrics and everything else for that on Instagram as well. But if you want a physical copy of that, on the 26th, I think we'll be able to put that up on our website and on Amazon and anywhere else you want to get it. A lot of record stores are going to have it too. So if you've got a record store in your local area, go down there. If they don't have it, ask them for it. They can order it and get it. Yeah.
I do unboxings if you want to hook a brother up. Unboxings, like
Of course I will.
Really? Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course, man. I'll send you a care package. Hell yeah, Jam. You're one of my favorite you know, interviews of all time, man. This was great, you know.
Thank you. I'm sorry that the internet, you know, technology.
Yeah, that's nice.
Technology really makes you angry. Really makes you angry enough where you want to punch it in the face.
Yeah, but yeah, we can't live without it, so we love it. So yeah.
Well, thank you for being on my show, man. I hope the next time we talk is at the backstage at one of your shows. I'd love to do this in person.
Well, thanks for having me, Jam. It was an honor and it was so much fun. Where can are you going to be posting this elsewhere? Like, will it sit somewhere that we can watch it all the time, or was it just live?
It'll be everywhere. It'll be everywhere. My site, it's Rockin' with Jam Man. My site is Rockin' with Jam Man, and it'll be on Facebook if you do have Facebook. It's gonna be
cool. We'll definitely send Kelly the link, and then give Kelly your address, and I will send you a care package with like a T-shirt and the album and everything else. Okay.
Oh my God! Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Put it. We'll send. Maybe. Hopefully, we'll get the LP too. Like, hopefully, we can get an LP copy, and you could get it framed, put up on your wall behind you there.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Really cool. It was a fantastic interview, dude. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you later.
Have a great day, man. Peace. Yeah. See you later, man.
All right. Rock on.
Rock on, man.